Well, I'm into the scrap box again. I was going to make a couple of those holders for paint to paint with. So let's cut these out of the bandsaw. Set at 1 inch, so we'll just make them 1 inch square. Piece of 2x4 that was just laying there. Just laying there waiting for a project. I'm going to drill some holes in the top of here and insert some screws to screw into the bottom of your carving to just to hold it while you're painting. You can probably sand the edge off of this a little bit. Just take an old sanding belt from a belt sander and make yourself a block big enough for it to slide onto. Make sure it fits tight so it doesn't spin around too much. Use it as a sanding block. Take the edges off of these. If you wanted to get fancy, you could carve something on them. Right now I'm just going to get that sharp edge off and think about it. That one's already rounded. Yeah, that's good. Just run a straight edge corner to corner on here. Mark it. Then you got the centers for drilling the hole. I put a cutting wheel on my Ford and flex shaft for cutting these off. Back in the scrap box, a whole hunk of 2x4, and I screwed in screwed the screws in there loosely enough to hold them, but not because I'm going to cut the heads off. You need to get them back out of there again, so you don't want to sink them way down in there. These are 3-inch screws, so I'm going to be cutting about 1 inch off of them. So let's go ahead and cut that. I already had those cut partially just to make this short. I didn't want you to listen to that screaming sound all that time. I just got a hunk of, got some vice grips here to screw them out. Squeeze it on there. These screws will be hot for a while when you cut them like that, so you can't touch them. You're gonna burn your fingers. This is already cooled off though. So you got some headless screws. We can put our blocks right in here in the same vise. Yeah. As soon as I figure out what size drill bit it needs, you can just measure the screw, and then you want it to be this is like between 1/8 and 1/4. So need a drill bit that'll clear that. That should do it right there. So, and we're going to mix up some epoxy and fill that hole with epoxy, and then stick this screw in, let it the pointy end stick out. I'm going to see if this stuff is any good. It's been in my box for quite a while. 5-minute epoxy. .50-50 mixture. I'm going to mix this off camera so it doesn't, you don't want to sit here and watch me stirring this stuff up until it's right. And then I'll be back. I'm not too trustworthy of it, but I'm going to stick some in there. Stick some in that hole first, and then I'm going to get some on the screw. Stick her in there, leave the pointy end out. Spin it around a little bit, make sure it's getting, everything is coated. Let that dry up a little bit. Should set in 5 minutes. Making a little mess here with this epoxy, as usual. Got it all over the darn side of the bottle and my fingers. Well, that's been 10 minutes. I guess that epoxy's been in there. It's hard, but it's not rock hard like I want it to be. So I'm going to give it some more time in there. And this is actually what the idea is. If I want to paint my guy here, I'll just take this, screw it in the bottom. Then it's a solid holder. You can paint it without touching it. So make yourself a couple of these and keep your fingers from getting painted. And I think I could put, I mean, that's in there hard, but like I say, this epoxy's been in the door for over a year, probably more than 2 years maybe. But you got the idea. And it just came out of the scrap box. $6 piece of 2x4, and you got three holders. And you can make a design on them if you like, use a burning tool, or just carve them a little bit more if you want them to look fancy, or give them away as gifts to your carving friends. You can personalize them a little bit, put their name on it or something, because they'll use this. If they're painting, they will use this. And let's try one here. Yeah, it's holding in there. I got a couple of Willens here waiting to get painted, as a matter of fact. Yep. Make yourself a couple of these. Thanks for watching. Alright, this Native American chief needs a shot of finish there. So we'll use him as a demo here. Screw it right into the bottom. Holds it good and tight. Can hit him with a spray here. It's a light spray on this Native American. Didn't get anything on my fingers. It's another carving that you can carve on the corner. I do a lot of corner carvings for demonstrations, different things. I did this one for the Toothy Smile YouTube that I have, how to carve that Toothy Smile. So, carve something, paint it up today. Don't get it on your fingers. Okay, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.